Hello world, it's Zilla. It's Mr. Bring You the Scripture so you can see the bigger picture. We're going to jump into the introduction to 2 Thessalonians, starting right at the top. The church in Thessalonica was a healthy, vibrant church, which had been founded by Paul when he was on his second missionary journey with Silas, Timothy, and Luke. Paul was only there in Thessalonica for less than a month and taught them for 3 consecutive Saturdays according to Acts 17. He moved on after a few weeks because of all the trouble that was going on there, but left behind a young but healthy church. Paul continued on his journey to Berea, then to Athens and Corinth. Apparently, while in Corinth, Paul received a report about how things were going in Thessalonica, including some questions the church had concerning some of his teachings. The book of 1 Thessalonians was written to answer their questions to correct some of their misunderstandings. Shortly after sending them the first letter, he received reports of other questions and misunderstandings they had, and wrote this second letter to further clarify what he had taught them previously. 1 Thessalonians was primarily focused on the rapture of the church. Members had been worried that those who had recently died would miss the rapture, and Paul comforted them by letting them know that those who died would precede us and meet us in the air. 2 Thessalonians is more directed at the Great Tribulation and the second coming of Christ. There will be people who are teaching that the Great Tribulation was already upon them and that believers were going to go through the Great Tribulation. Paul corrected this error by letting them know that although they were going through tribulation, it was not the Great Tribulation. That period of time will be clearly distinguishable by the rising of the Antichrist as a world leader, and it will end when Jesus returns to the earth to destroy his enemies. Paul distinguishes between the rapture, where Jesus takes us up into the air to meet him, and the second coming, following the Great Tribulation, where he will return to subdue the earth and set up his earthly 1,000-year reign. So again, the first letter comforts Christians by telling us that the rapture is coming, while the second letter comforts us by letting us know that we are not presently in the Great Tribulation, and we will not go through the Great Tribulation. Glorious assurance, especially to those who are presently suffering. You've got to love it when the introduction bangs it out like that. If this blessed you in any way, press the buttons. And if you want the rest of the chapter, just hop in the profile after, and we're going to be back next time, right on time, to renew our minds on time. Love you guys.